How's it going, math scholars? Today's topic is how to tell time before and after. So you'll get a time before and you also get a time after. And you need to find how much time elapsed between these two. Elapsed means just how much time has happened between two different events. So there are two ways to really think about this. One way that I find very useful for using when you're starting out is to find out how to break this big chunk of time down into easier manageable chunks. And I like to think about round even hours that I can get to. So the closest hour between 9:15 and 10 o'clock 10:05 I can get to is 10 o'clock. Right? It's round, it's nice to work with, and that's one period of time. And another period of time is going from 10 o'clock all the way to 10:05. I can think of this as, 45 minutes. It takes 45 minutes to get to 10 o'clock from 9:15, and from 10 o'clock to 10:05, it's another 5 minutes. So if these two sections are back to back, I can add them up, and I get 50 minutes. Now, for those of you guys who are thinking, I don't know if that math is always correct. Let's do this mathematically. Let's do this in as rigorous a way as possible. Let's figure out how do we do it. Well, in order to do that, here's a new skill. We need to be able to subtract time in order to find the difference between these two times. And we always subtract in the same way. We always have final time minus the initial time, the time that we started out at. That equals your elapsed time. So, in this case, our final time was 10:05. Our initial time was 9:15. So in order to figure out our elapsed time, we can just set up this as a subtraction problem. 10:05 and 9:15. So we want to subtract starting from the minute hand column right here. And we see that 5 minus 15, I don't know if I can do that. I'll get a negative number. So I obviously can't do that. I need to think of a solution to make this a little bit more manageable. In order to do that, I need to borrow an hour. I'm going to borrow an hour from this 10 hours here. And if I borrow an hour, this only gets 9 hours left. And I add an hour here. But I have to add it as minutes. I can't add it as an hour. I can't add just one to it. So how many minutes are in an hour? Well, there's 60. So it's like I'm adding 60 minutes instead of just 1 hour, right? So this becomes plus 60 minutes becomes 65 minutes. And now when I look at it, 65 minus 15, that's pretty easy. I can do that in my head. That's 50. And 9 minus 9 is 0. So 50 minutes have elapsed. That's the same answer that we got, just thinking about breaking it up into chunks and doing it in our head. So two different ways you can do it. You can, get out a piece of paper, write it down, solve it out the correct way, or you can break it up into chunks and think about it this way. I would actually recommend doing both. So that way you can check to see your work is correct. Good luck!